Thank you for inviting me. My name's Susan DeMinico. I'm the Executive Director of Brookwood Community Farm. If you don't know where Brookwood is, it's actually right around the corner from you. We have 4 acres altogether. We're at Bradley Estates in Canton and also at the Brookwood Community Farm in Milton. So these are some of the pictures that we've taken just in the last 2 weeks of what's going on at the farm. So we have, like I said, about 4 acres. We grow everything organically. So if you don't know what organically means, it basically means we don't use any pesticides. We use integrated pest management. So we introduce the right good bugs at the right time so that we actually don't need to use harmful chemicals or anything like that on the soil. We do row crops. We kind of use old-fashioned farming techniques before there was a lot of synthetics out there. So this is some of our farmers just harvesting the wheat share. So the purpose of Brookwood was to bring back farming land that hadn't been used in a long time. So it's historical land that's being brought back after having been used, not being used for 20 years, but it was used the previous 200. So after we brought back all this land, we started a CSA. A CSA is a community-supported agriculture group. So we started with 12 members in the community who said, we want to provide organic, local produce to the neighborhood. It's now grown to 300 families that we serve on those 4 acres. In addition to the CSA produce, which you can see our apricots that we have and our green beans right in the back, we also do food outreach. So we donate $37,000 on average of free produce every year to food pantries in Quincy, Canton, Milton, at Rosie's Place. So we try and do a big part of our mission is also bringing back this fresh local food to people that may not have access to it. One of the slides that just went by was our Mattapan Mobile Food Market. Brookwood was one of the founding members of the Mattapan Food Market. So what we do there every week is we provide the produce at a discounted price to members in the community who may not have access to fresh vegetables and fruits otherwise. These are some of the students who we actually are helping to learn the trade. So what they do is they help us gather the produce, they help sell it, they help learn about it. We teach them a little bit about how to actually cook it, and hopefully they bring that knowledge home to their families, and they can use that in the future. We have a lot of unique produce, since this is a little bit about food and cooking. So beyond the beans and the apricots, you're going to see we also grow fun things like kohlrabi. Does anyone know what kohlrabi is? Anyone? Yeah? Anyone ever cooked with it? Yeah? Okay. We grow other things. We grow many different varieties of beans, onions. Right now in our weekly share, there's carrots, spinach, escarole. We're getting early green beans. We're getting 2 kinds of onions, garlic, and now you can see our multicolored heirloom carrots in the background.
Is it chemical-free?
Everything is chemical-free on the farm.
How do they manage to keep the insects away from?
The best thing you can do is keeping the soil as rich as possible. So what we do is we compost everything as much as possible. We do row crops to bring nutrition back into the soil. And then also we do we introduce good bugs to kill the bad bugs. We do use some approved chemicals, usually rosemary oil and peppermint oil. As some of you guys have known, if you're gardeners, you know that a lot of insects really don't like peppermint and rosemary. So one of the best ways if you want to keep insects out of your garden, grow some rosemary around them. The same way as a good gardening tip for some of you, if you like tomatoes, grow lots of marigolds. If you plant them around them, marigolds attract lots of insects, specifically bees, which your tomatoes need. So those are some of the techniques that we use. I brought some flowers from the farm that are on the table over there. Those are some of what we call our beneficial flowers because they bring lots of bees. We actually have 2 hives on the farm, so we can get lots of bees interested in our helping to pollinate everything. We also sell local honey as well when the bees have done their job. So in addition to what we do with the produce and reaching out to our community, we sell different things. Like I said, we sell fruit share, honey, maple syrup. We make our own hot sauce, believe it or not, from all the hot peppers we grow. And anything else that we can find, like our flowers. This is our hoop house in the background. You can see, does anyone have any idea what's in that? Yeah. If you can kind of see the green stalks and the little white bulbs, we're actually drying garlic there. Because if the garlic you actually get in the store, usually you see in your meals, is actually dried garlic. So what you do is in the spring, you harvest fresh garlic, which is actually very strong, very good. You can use the top of the garlic. If you see the little green part, that's called garlic scapes. You can actually cut those, and you can use them sort of like chives. But the fresh garlic is very strong, so what most of us do is we dry it, and what you see at the grocery store is dried. What we're doing in our hoop house is just letting that all dry out for the fall season. There we go. All right, we're back to carrots. So, that was basically all I wanted to talk to you guys about, tell you a little bit about our farm and what we do. Do I have questions?
What fertilizer did you use?
We mostly compost. We don't bring any outside in. The land has been used for farming, even though it was fallow for many years. The soil's been really great in the Blue Hills and the Bradley Estates. So we composted for a season before we actually grew anything. You have to let things go fallow if you want to actually be successful at farming.
Is it possible to purchase small amounts of produce, or must you have a regular food share?
It's a little bit of both. You can join as a member of Brookwood Community Farm. It's $35 for the year. And then when we have excess produce, we sell what we call harvest bags. It's $20 for the bag of produce that we have available. For example, in the last 2 weeks, we have a lot of zucchini, spinach, beets, and carrots right now. So there was a box that was available just for that. We do also sell at various farmers markets if you have access to that. We're at the Rosendale Farmers Market from 9 to 1 on Saturdays, and at the Mattapan Food Market on Thursday afternoons from 1 to 3:30.
Executive director usually implies nonprofit. I didn't catch you at the beginning. Are you a nonprofit?
Yes, Brookwood is a nonprofit community organization. Yes.
Who sponsors you?
Well, the members, we actually do a lot of grant writing to support all of our food donations, and we have the CSA members who support our farmers in the land.
I heard of a group called Allendale Farms that does the same type of thing. Is that similar?
It is. There's a big movement right now, as I'm sure you'll talk about, is CSA is a locally grown food. So I think we're the most local to you guys right here, but there are certainly many, many other farms in Massachusetts